Hi, it's Elaine with MCPS Technology. Today, let's explore Google Trends, which is a search tool that leverages the massive data warehouse that is Google. So Google was registered as a domain in 1997. So in 20 years, you can imagine the amount of data that Google has amassed. Be prepared to be amazed if you haven't seen this tool before. And there's lots of implications for educators. Before we get rolling, let me just say I'm certainly no expert in this tool. This video will give a basic overview, but this site can do a lot more than we're going to cover in this video. To get to to get to Google Trends, simply type in google.com/trends, or you can just search it in the Omni box and it will come right up. Once you get to Trends, you'll notice right away that the site features something special. And this varies. Right now, they're featuring something called Frightgeist 2017, which Halloween costumes are being searched near you. And so we're not going to explore that, but it's really neat. So if you get a chance to do that, you should. And you'll also see that today's date is displayed along with some stories that Google has chosen to feature in a horizontal menu. So you can choose to follow up on those or not, and you can just click this arrow to see them. One thing you really should check out is visualizing Google data, because these are put together by individuals and they're really interesting ways that people have explored data. So when you get a chance, definitely check that out. So just really quickly, let's click on Halloween, since we're close to Halloween, and look at what you can find out. So this year, obviously, Halloween will be on October 31st. But look at all the things you can find out about Halloween. So here's what people are asking on Google. When is Halloween? What should I be for Halloween? And why do we celebrate Halloween? So that's kind of interesting. On this graph, you can see the interest, the search interest in Halloween. And if you scroll down, you can even see a map that shows what people are searching in different areas of the country. So here in Virginia, we're all about some pumpkin patches. That's what we're searching. You can look at the most searched decorations, interest in scary movies, top questions. How old is too old to trick or treat? So you're not the only one who wonders about that. And the most searched Halloween costumes. It goes on and on. So as you can see, you can learn a lot from the site. It's really neat. So let's go back just with the back arrow to the main page of Google Trends. Scrolling down, you will see that, well, there we go. Scrolling down, you'll see that you have featured stories that are trending, and that means that they're coming up as popular within the past 24 hours. And these are ranked by algorithms at Google, which rely on searches, YouTube videos, and Google News articles for their rankings. So sometimes these change really quickly because things happen. For example, the number one story that's trending right now is the death of Robert Guillaume, who played Benson and also he was Rafiki in Lion King. So if you click on that, and you can see that you can read articles about him, and you can look at the interest over time. So you can see that the searches about Robert Guillaume were flat basically until people learned of his death. And then on October 24th, which is today at 3 p.m., the search interest suddenly spiked. So, and at 6 p.m., that had a search interest of 100. And that's not the number of searches, that's the volume of searches. And there were 58 news articles at that time and 720 cumulative news articles. If you scroll down, you can also see interest by subregion, and you can see other trending queries that are happening, also related topics. So again, there's just a big wealth of information here, but we're not finished. So the main menu for Google Trends is actually located in the top left. Whenever you see 3 lines or 3 dots in Google, always means there's more. So if we click on the main menu, we're going to skip over Explore for now and just check out some of these other features. So trending searches involves just the searches without the YouTube videos or without the article. So if I click on that, I can see what are people searching, and it will take a long time if you're making a video. So it looks like the top trending search right now is Jeff Flake, who's a Republican senator, I think. So if I click on his name, it will be just like I typed it into Google and searched it myself. So I have about 446,000 results, and I could go through those if I want. This comes up conveniently in a new page, so I can just X that out and be right back in Google Trends. Going back to the main menu, this is a really neat one. So I can also look at things by category. So if I want to see what's trending in all these different categories, I can do that. So notice that the top trending animal right now, this is September 2017, is the owl. The owl is really big right now. I can look at actors, Kevin Hart's on top, athletes, and I'm not even sure who some of these folks are, so I know I'm really out of touch. And if I scroll down, I can search all kinds of things, authors, basketball teams, books, you name it. But that's not all I can do. I can actually go back in time and search. So let's say I want to know what was trending in October. Let's try November 2005. So what was the top animal then? Back then it was the dog, and the most searched athlete was Michael Jordan. Well, there's a name I at least recognize. So you can see how easy it would be to get caught up in this and just search, and then suddenly 2 hours have passed. It was really fascinating stuff. Going back to the main menu, there's something called Google Correlate. I'm really not smart enough to explain that to you, but if you are a statistician or you're interested in math, then that is something you definitely want to check out, but that's a whole other video. I can also look at what's trending just on YouTube itself. If I click there, it will take me to videos that are trending on YouTube, and it will show me the ranking. So I can see what looks like a music video with 4.1 million views is trending right now as the top video. So going back, I want to show you the part that I think has the most implication for educators. Going back to the main menu, let's now click on Explore. So what the Explore tool does is it allows me to dig deep into some data and also to compare terms, which is really the most exciting. And you can see that Google has done some examples for you, but let's just come up with our own search term. Let's say I want to search the word hurricane. So what happens when I do that is, first of all, I get interest over time. So right now it's showing me the past 12 months, but I could go all the way back from, for example, 2004 to the present. And I can look at the search interest in hurricanes over time. Think about different ideas and curriculum items that you study, that you help students learn about. Could they research, find patterns, look at the trends, compare? So if we look at this, we can draw some conclusions. If we hover over this, we can see that the interest in hurricanes peaks, well, obviously during hurricane season. And here in October 2017, well, September and October, we can see that there's a huge interest because we've had, well, lots of hurricanes. If you scroll down, again, you can see interest by region. All these regions are places that have been hit by a hurricane, so that makes sense. If I click on the United States, I can drill down even further. So going back, it will help me to see, and it takes just a minute, look at the states. Okay, so I can see that all of these states, and West Virginia is kind of an aberration here. So they're number 2 in hurricane searches, but they're not a coastal state. So that would be an interesting thing for a student to figure out. Why did that happen? And I can even click this down arrow and see it by metro and city. So it would not be hard to figure out in most cases that there would be a lot of search interest in coastal cities when it comes to hurricanes. Also can see related topics and related queries, just as we did earlier with other searches. But here's the coolest part. Let's say I want to compare the search term tornado to hurricane. So when I do that, it assigns a different color to tornado so that I can easily see the comparison of searches between tornadoes and hurricanes. So the tornado is much flatter and has smaller spikes. And it might be logical to conclude that is because tornadoes tend to damage in smaller areas than hurricanes do. And so there's more interest in searching hurricanes. Check this out. So by subregion, there are 3 states that search tornadoes more than hurricanes. So this isn't hard to figure out at all. These are states where tornadoes happen pretty frequently. And again, I can see the blue map for the interest in hurricanes. I can see the red map for the interest in tornadoes. And then I can keep drilling down by subregion, by city. And so I'm just sitting here thinking about the things that we teach in all the different subjects and how we could devise ways for students to dig deeper into data. And that's a really exciting thing. So I hope that you're going to check out Google Trends and that you're going to include this amazing tool in your lesson planning. Talk to you soon.